Welcome back to Sailing Sunday. Last week we had a bit of a rough start to our trip as we began our journey back down the east coast of the US, starting with a 12-hour sail down the Chesapeake Bay from Annapolis down to Deltaville, where our friends are waiting for us to come help with some much-needed boat work. Along for the journey is our foster kitten Tulip, who's growing so fast and is almost ready to move on to her forever home. Now, this sail started out pretty relaxed, but as the sun went down, the weather picked up. The Chesapeake Bay can be a sailor's best friend, or their worst enemy. With its shallow depths and sudden weather changes, the bay can make navigation seriously tricky for us sailors. And we were getting almost 50 knots with only 30 predicted. So we made the call to pull into an anchorage in the middle of the night and continue on the next morning after things calmed down. Luckily, the rest of the trip was pretty uneventful, other than us freezing our butts off. And now that we're here, it's time to get to some much-needed boat work. And first stop is the boatyard to help Rick and Lou replace some through-hull fittings, which is a job that Ryan's become very good at.
Welcome, Ryan.
Hey guys.
To the Deltaville Yacht Club free car.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh man, it's nice to all in here, guys.
Now, Ryan can be a bit of a goofball, but when it comes to boat work, he's pretty pedantic.
Oh man, look at this. Hasn't even got a preps for me or anything. Still dirty. I was coming in here ready to put them in. What do you call it? I can't work in these conditions, Rick. What do you think this is?
No. It's just payback.
Payback. Go back 4 years.
Okay, so let me explain. About 4 years ago, we were fresh to boat life and had just lifted our boat in Greece for the very first time to do some much needed maintenance, and we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. Luckily, Rick and Lou decided to sail down from Montenegro to give us a hand and guide us through the work that needed to be done. To make matters worse, we were on a time crunch to get out of Greece before our visas ran out, so they swooped in to save the day and help get us out of the boatyard. And now the day has finally come to return the favor.
Alright, so if you guys watched a video back in Greece a long time ago where we replaced all our through-hull fittings with True Design, I was going to do the same with Rick, but he couldn't find True Design fittings where he was and he needed them straight away. So he's got these crappy bronze ones, but that's alright, I understand. You know, I gotta admit, they're not as good as the True Design ones, but they're gonna do. Let's have a look. I didn't film it because, as you guys probably know, I'm a huge advocate for True Design Seacocks because we replaced all ours and they're epic. And Rick just got bronze.
Loser! Over the next few days, Ryan helped them with a bunch of boat work. And now, today, it's splash day. So we decided to jump on our electric bikes and head down to celebrate Salacia getting back in the water.
My jacket on is cold.
You warm up. Your pants are so see-through. Oh my god, I can see. Oh my god. Wait. I'm gonna get you in the sunlight. Stop. Oh, Brittany. I can see her panties. Like she's not wearing pants at all when she's bent over like that, pedaling in the sunlight. Oh no.
Shout out to my leggings for doing me super dirty, but at least Ryan's entertained. Now, these electric bikes have seriously been life-changing for us. Deltaville is a super tiny yet spread out town with zero public transportation. So without these bikes, we would have not been able to get groceries, make trips to the hardware store, and we definitely wouldn't be visiting Salacia over here in the marina. One of the best things about the sailing community is just how much everybody helps each other. And now Salacia is good for another year of cruising.
How does it feel from going from the hard to being wet?
Yeah, you didn't crash the boat, eh?
Yeah, I can manoeuvre a boat without a bow thruster.
Oh, yeah, he's up.
Ryan. No, it feels good. We sprung a leak, almost sunk the boat, couldn't start the engine
Just a
because
casual
Ryan
day.
had cut the cables.
Oh, whatever.
That's just day in a life on a boat.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what cruising's all about.
Alright, love you, and leave you.
See ya.
Boom. I hope I got that.
So now we have Salacia sorted, it's time to start thinking about getting little Tulip ready for her forever home. She had such a rough start to life and has grown into the sweetest, most playful girl. Definitely testing Jackson's patience, but luckily he's still the best kitten dad ever.
That's you. Oh, you precious angel.
It'll definitely be hard to let her go, but if we didn't say goodbye to her, we wouldn't be able to help the next one. And seeing our rescues happy with their loving families makes it all worthwhile. Welcome to winter on a boat. Basically, everything is absolutely pulled apart because we are getting boat jobs done. And it's a disaster. I mean, it's going well, but the boat is a disaster. But in between boat jobs, our little foster kitten, she's grown up. It's time for her to move on. So we have a trial with her this weekend with a lady we actually met through the marina here who already has a cat and is looking to expand her family. So we're going to take her over right now to drop her off. And she's going to go for a couple days over the weekend just to do a trial. And then we'll go from there. So she might be back, she might not. We'll find out.
So it's actually the lady who runs the marina here. It's her sister that's looking for a kitten. That's pretty cool.
So let's go. The poor little thing is living amongst tools at the moment. Chewing on a piece of rubber. Come on, naughty girl. You're going to maybe your new home. Maybe your new life. We'll see. For her trial now, aren't you? You're gonna have lots of fun.
Yeah.
You might have a new friend. As you can see, we're wearing different attire than what we usually do, different from our bathing suits normally. We are in winter here in the Chesapeake Bay and it is friggin' freezing. One thing we've done is pulled out our awesome cockpit enclosures that we had made in Tunisia. If you guys remember that video, it's this video here. That's where we had our cockpit enclosures made fully custom for us in Tunisia. They've been amazing. They got us through crossing the entire Atlantic Ocean. They were a godsend, but being in storage for the last, what, like 18 months, the clears unfortunately have super discolored and gone all brown and gross. So we're lucky enough that we're anchored next to our friends and they have a Sailrite sew machine and they've offered to help us replace the clears because one of our friends got a quote to get clears done here and it was like a couple $1,000s, like I think almost $5,000, wasn't it?
Yeah. Something
ridiculous, and we are not made of money. So we're going over to their boat right now. We're gonna spend the day over on their boat. We're gonna do some editing and work while Dasha is so kind to replace our clears. Okay, so we made a mistake in storing these covers because we put them next to our generator, which lets off a lot of heat. And we've now learned the hard way that exposure to heat over time will definitely discolor your vinyl clears. So take this as a lesson from us and make sure to properly store your covers. Otherwise, we'll see you back here next time when you need to refer back to this video to replace your clears like we do. Oh, jeez.
Here you go, sexy bum.
Now, replacing these clears is quite the process and has a lot of steps, but they're designed to make your life a hell of a lot easier. It's gonna sound pretty complicated, but it's actually quite easy once you wrap your head around it. And it definitely makes it so much easier to get it right. And just make sure you find yourself a Dasha, somebody who's literally crazy enough to say yes to helping you do this. Now, we thought we'd simply just remove the old clears and sew on the new ones, but there's a much better way of doing it to ensure that everything stays just in the right place. And trust me, it's worth the extra steps. First, you want to start by seam ripping the outer stitching and then cutting off the excess clear around the edge. Next, we cut out our new clears and place them on top of the old ones using double-sided tape to keep them in place. Then we sewed the new clear on over the old one along the seam that we just ripped and cut out. basically leaving the old clears in place to keep the fabric lined up correctly and hold the shape as we sew on the new one. And once the first of the new stitching was all the way around, I would then go in and seam rip the last line of stitching holding the old clears in place. And then the most satisfying part was peeling back the old clears to reveal the shiny new ones. And then all that was left was stitching the new clears around the old stitching line we just removed, and voila. Now, hopefully all that made sense, but if it didn't, there's a ton of videos out there with step-by-step instructions, and it's definitely worthwhile. Just get ready, because it's a pretty big job. Now, this wasn't the only big job we had on our list. We recently made a pretty exciting purchase to make our cruising life a little bit easier. But first, we gotta run some cables.
Tell me when to stop. All good? Alright guys, you might be wondering what we're doing. So, we've got Starlink. How wicked is that? So now we've got unlimited internet all over the world. We've been struggling for years, always running out of data. Even now, this last week, you know, we had no data to upload our video, and it's been a struggle. It's really been a struggle. So this is going to be a whole new world for us now. We don't have to try and find SIM cards. We're actually saving money having this Starlink now, which is pretty epic. It's going to be incredible. I cannot wait. So I mounted dish earlier, just running the cable through the boat, and literally all it is now is just connected up and Bob's your uncle. It's nice to have an address to be able to deliver some things. So we've got a Starlink that we're putting in now, and we're actually upgrading our water maker from 100 liters now to 160 liters now. So that's pretty epic. And we'll take you through that right now. I'm going to finish off connecting up this Starlink, and then we'll move on to the water maker.
Our time in Deltaville has been great for getting boat jobs done, but it's starting to get super cold around here, so it's time to slowly start making our way down south to warmer weather.
Now we just fill it up as if it's a normal car and hope we don't spill any into the ocean. This place is actually pretty good because usually you got to go in, tell them, you come out, you do it, then you go in again and pay. Here it's all self-service, there's an intercom, so that's pretty awesome, hey? Look at that beautiful flag.
Oh God.
Very patriotic there.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's an awesome way to help support our videos, and it doesn't cost you a thing. And we'll see you next week as we start our journey through the ICW down to warmer weather.
Alright, if you like the videos, please subscribe. Fell off the couch. Like and subscribe.